Thank you for recording. I'd like to call to order the special meeting of the Board of Education for Monday, November 29th. November 29th, 2021. A roll call, please.
Commissioner Alexander. Commissioner Collins. Commissioner Lopez.
Here.
Commissioner Bogus.
Here.
Commissioner Sanchez.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Maliga. Commissioner Lamb. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being here. As mentioned earlier, we don't have any items to discuss. You'll find general information under Section A, Section B. There are no items, but we'll be heading into closed session. Before we do, I'd like to open it up to public comment and see how many speakers we have who'd like to make comments on the closed session items we'll be discussing tonight.
Thank you. Please raise your hand if you care to speak to the items on the closed session agenda this evening. And could that be repeated in Spanish and Chinese, please?
各位以下呢一個時段咧係一個閉門會議時段啦。咁若果你想喺即係咧發言公眾發言的話咧，而家係呢個就住呢一個閉門會議公共發言嘅時間啦。如果你想發言咧，可以喺嗰個icon 嗰度撳舉手嗰個掣，唔該。
Si desea hacer comentarios antes de la sesión cerrada acerca del tema que se va a tratar, por favor, levante la mano. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. As mentioned, we normally do 5 minutes for public comment on closed session items. I'd like to make a motion to expand the amount of time in order to hear from the public. I do only see 5 hands, but in case others are interested in commenting, given a minute each, and then no more than 20 minutes. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, let's hear from public comment before we go into closed session.
Great. Hello, Andrea.
Yes, hello. Hi, my name is Andrea Gard, and I'm a parent of a senior at Lowell. My son has had an excellent experience at the school, and I have another son. Oh, can you not hear me? 1 second.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, thanks. I have a younger son who's at Washington High School. Both of these schools are excellent schools. However, I would urge the board to maintain the merit-based admissions policy at Lowell High School, because I believe that the best aspect of it is that it sets a standard to which I would hope all the other schools would eventually get to, as far as quality of teaching. My older son has been thrilled with the experience that he's had at Lowell, and he has felt it to be a very cooperative atmosphere. So my hope is that with the keeping of the merit-based admissions plan, that diversity will increase over time, with increased focus on improving education at the middle school and elementary school levels. And thank you for taking my comment.
Thank you. Hello, Mark. I'm sorry, Mark, go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Kind of in the same vein, I have daughters at Francis Scott Key, GNN, and Lowell. I always brag about my San Francisco Unified School District public education. I'm a graduate of Lowell. I've had 18 great teachers. I love this district. One of the reasons I moved back to San Francisco was to send my daughters, if they deserved it, to attend Lowell High School. And I think there are many diverse schools in San Francisco. Lowell is just one of them. And I'd hate this choice to be taken away. And I do hope you consider having Lowell be a merit-based school. And I appreciate this opportunity to share my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Jim.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening and thank you. This is Jim Sutton. I, along with Christine Lindenbach and Brad Hertz, represent the petitioners in the lawsuit that you'll be talking about during closed session. We also sent in a letter this afternoon. I don't know if that's been distributed to you or not. So I will go ahead and reiterate our comments from that letter here right now. Basically, just want to make certain that that you know that the judge's order from 2 weeks ago effectively reinstated merit-based admissions at Lowell. It's board policy 5120.1. Despite what you may have heard from your counsel or from others, the district has been under a legal obligation for the past 12 days to take all steps to immediately reinstate merit-based admissions. The district is under a legal obligation to remove the lottery-based application from its website, to put back up the application that was in place for years, to schedule test dates in January. And again, as the court order and Judge Schulman's comments from the bench made very clear, that the district is under a legal obligation.
Thank you. That's your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Devon.
There we go. Can you hear me? There, great. Thank you, Jetson. Thanks to the board for making this time available. I am the father of several kids, 3 kids in SFUSD. My eldest is an 8th grader right now at Presidio. She's obviously been watching the debate over Lowell with very significant interest. I guess I have a bit of a different take on this. First of all, I want to say that our family at least very much applauds the intent of the board's actions to try to provide more equity in access to the quality education throughout the district and at Lowell. That said, it does seem that there's a bit of our take is that it's throwing the baby out with the bathwater to some degree to revert to a complete lottery. And we understand the challenges of equity. Sorry, let me just finish to get to the point, which is that there has to be a middle ground between a complete lottery and a exclusively merit-based. And an obvious thing to do would be to take the top X% from every feeder middle school and give them an opportunity to attend Lowell. I'm sure such options have been discussed in the past. I would really encourage the board to try to find a middle ground rather than trying to revert to a lottery system.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello, Jan.
Yes, I think this, okay, I'm using my husband's Zoom. I am strongly in favor of, my name is Isabel Wade, not Jan Chernoff. I am a Lowell alum. I'm strongly in favor of keeping merit-based selection for Lowell. Our goal in the district should be for excellence, at least at one school. And if there are problems with equity, they should be worked on. Many volunteers would be available from among the alumni to work with students that are struggling, but not get rid of the one merit-based school that we've got. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Trinh.
Oh, hi. Yes, my name is Trinh Green, and thank you for this opportunity to speak. I am also calling in favor of maintaining merit-based admission. I'm an alumna of Lowell, class of 1992. And I just want to say the merit-based admission is not an exclusionary policy. It's not based on elitism or racism. It is really a path forward for many kids who otherwise might not have these opportunities. Just to give you a little brief background about myself, I'm a boat refugee from Vietnam, came here with a single mom who raised 3 kids in the city. She didn't speak English, was working in Chinatown 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. I lived in the Tenderloin in Western Addition, and Lowell was my path. I studied And it gave me that academic rigor and prepared me for life and gave me a spot in an Ivy League and school. And now, you know, my job is a physician. I try to help out the same community, and I'm hoping to keep this merit-based admissions to give other kids the same chance. Thank you.
Hello, Maureen.
Hello, my name is Maureen Minn, and I am a parent of, excuse me, two children, one who's going into middle school next year. And I've been watching this debate about the merit-based at Lowell for some time. And I'm concerned that we're doing a disservice to our children if we take away that excellence to strive for. And instead of taking that away, build up the other schools to help them become more equitable and help them achieve. Lowell should be the top, the cream of the crop, something for the kids to look forward to and strive to, and taking that away is, I think, not good for our district, not good for our children, not good for our city. Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Hello, Sheila.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to speak. I just want to call in to support merit-based admission at Lowell. I'm fortunate enough to have two kids at Lowell who worked very hard. I'm not originally from San Francisco, but as a newcomer, it was what a great resource it is to myself, our family, and the citizens of San Francisco. So I highly encourage you to maintain a merit-based program. I know there's lots of bans and opportunities for currently as the former system where they had band 1, 2, and 3 to increase diversity. So perhaps relook at that and kind of build upon it, but merit-based is a great resource to families, to parents, to children, and it's a source of pride for the citizens of San Francisco and the country. So I appreciate your listening to me.
Thank you. Hello, Diane.
Hello?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Hi, I'm Diane Yap with the Friends of Lowell Foundation. Lowell has now had a year of lottery admission, so let's see the data from this year first before making it permanent. How are these students performing? What are their grades? How will they do on the 11th grade statewide tests in math and language arts? What will be their graduation rate? If the lottery students aren't performing at the same high standard of merit-based admits, if they're dropping out or having difficulties with mental health and keeping up with the workload because they aren't as academically prepared, then is the board really helping anyone by making Lowell lottery-based? Let's wait for the data on this cohort of lottery students before making this decision permanent. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Lulu. You've been promoted to panelist to speak, so your video will show. You can go ahead.
Hi, this is Louise Whitlock. In October 2020, at the time you voted to temporarily change Lowell's merit-based admissions policy, you assured Commissioner Lamb and the public that if you ever decided to permanently change Lowell's admissions policy, you would ask Superintendent Matthews to spearhead a fair and open process. Commissioner Lamb was concerned that it be done thoughtfully, openly, and include all relevant parties. Commissioner Sanchez brokered a promise that you would abide by this approach. Then in February of this year, 5 of you broke your promise. With Commissioner Collins in the lead, you did an end run around Commissioner Lamb and the public using a hacked Zoom call at Lowell as a pretext to immediately vote to change Lowell's merit-based admissions to lottery process. A few weeks later, we learned of Commissioner Collins's anti-Asian and anti-white racist tweets, and thus showed her true motivations against Lowell. Now is your chance to do the right thing, follow the law, and put into place the original merit-based admissions policy. All eyes are on you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Iris.
Hello，大家好啊，我叫馬依林啊，咁我有3個小朋友響三藩市校區嗰度返學啦，咁其中最大嘅小朋友響羅湖高中嗰度讀緊10年級嘅，咁我強烈要求呢個羅湖高中保留呢個擇優錄取呢個咁樣嘅制度，因為我想所有嘅小朋友，因為我哋作為一個新移民嘅家庭，咁係同個小朋友一齊好努力咁樣，先至入到去呢間咁好嘅學校。咁我哋想佢保留住呢個擇優錄取嘅制度，咁樣等所有嘅小朋友都有一個公正同埋優質嘅教育，特別係新移民嘅家庭。咁我希望以後即係呢個校區委員會可以慎重咁樣做佢哋嘅決定，因為佢哋嘅決定會影響好多好多嘅小朋友響好多年以後嘅事。多謝大家。
Thank you. Interpretation?
Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Maureen. I have 3 kids in SFUSD. My oldest kid is in 10th grade. I hope SFUSD can keep the merit-based system. We are new immigrants, and we put in a lot of effort to get into the school. And we hope that the board can keep the system and continue to provide equitable and quality education for our kids, especially for new immigrants. I hope the board will know that this decision of yours will affect many kids and for many years of their lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Casey. It says Casey.
Hello?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Hi, sorry, I just, hi, I urge you not to put forth any additional proposals like you did last time to end merit-based admissions at Lowell. Take the time, however many months it takes to actually get input from the entire community to figure out how to diversify the school, not just from friends and organizations who supported the campaigns of people on the board. I agree there needs to be more diversity at Lowell, but it doesn't have to happen in such a way that devalues the reputation and quality of education at the school. Doing a lottery is not the answer. Would you, to be fair then, support a lottery for the basketball team at Lowell to ensure a diverse team and a team that wouldn't discriminate against students who are vertically challenged? Of course not. It needs to be based on merit. Everything in life is based on merit. Would you hire someone to teach at your school if they didn't have the proper qualifications just because that person is a certain race? The answer to improving diversity at Lowell lies in investing in the middle schools and elementary schools so that students who may not have as much support at home to succeed academically have the additional support available at school. Imagine what $125,000 wasted in legal fees could have been used for to benefit these students. Money lost because one petulant member of this board sued everyone else because they took her title away.
Thank you.
Furthermore, this initial proposal was drafted by an individual who has revealed herself to have a racial bias against Asian people.
Thank you. Hello, is this Miss Marshall on the phone? It's a 415-637 number, caller.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you. My name is Christine Lindenbach. I'm the attorney representing the Friends of Lowell Foundation. I urge you to immediately begin merit-based admissions pursuant to the court order. It was very clear that Resolution 212-2A1 was nullified by Judge Ethan Schulman. Therefore, immediately when the court order went into effect, the SFUSD had the obligation to abide by the law that was in effect, and that was the board policy for merit-based admissions at Lowell High School. We can, in fact, improve admissions at Lowell High School by looking at, one, the process of how people are admitted, the application process itself. If you haven't looked at the form, it's worse than an IRS form when you do your taxes. Secondly, the Lowell admissions policy was drafted with an explicit requirement for the SFUSD to recruit vigorously and extensively from underrepresented communities. The evidence in this case demonstrates that the SFUSD for 20 years did not fulfill that promise. Before this board takes action tonight, I would urge you to think very long and hard about the real impediments placed upon admission to Lowell High School, not by essays, grades, and test scores, but rather by the SFUSD's failure to comply with the admissions policy itself. Please abide by Judge Ethan Schulman's order and reinstate, or actually abide by the law that is actually in place right now. You're behind. 12 days have passed since that order went into effect, and you have done nothing. Thank you for your time.
Hello, Yonathan, or Jonathan, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing.
Hello. Yes, this is Yonathan Randolph. Please rescind the February 9th resolution and put this behind us. The resolution contains many misleading and one-sided arguments. It glosses over Asian people in a very offensive way, in my view. In particular, it discusses the NAACP lawsuit, but it does not say a word about the Ho versus SFUSD lawsuit. And when discussing the demographics, it ignores Asians completely and instead talks about white supremacy, which is ironic and ahistoric, given the fact that Lowell has typically had high numbers of Asian students and before that Jewish students. As for the policy in particular, I think the racist vandalism incidents and the microaggressions should have always been treated as a discipline issue because they have nothing to do with admissions. From what I understand, Allison Collins thinks that merit admissions are inherently racist, but I strongly disagree, and I believe that many families in San Francisco will also disagree. To the contrary, merit admissions to various organizations have typically been progressive. And even if we do want to change the admissions policy, this is not the right way to change it because it's not inclusive of the community. So please rescind the resolution. It was not properly noticed.
Thank you, that's your time.
Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Marshall.
Thank you, Mrs. Still. Hello, Commissioners. Virginia Marshall on behalf of the NAACP and the Alliance of Black School Educators. The judge has shared with us what to do with us, meeting the Board of Education. He said that the notice that the Brown Act was not followed. Really simply, please go back and follow the directions. Make sure the notices are done down to the last T and an X and I and cross. Just follow the notice of the Brown Act, and please renotice this resolution so we can continue to move. So that we can continue to move forward. Our students are counting on the board to do what needs to be done so we can move forward, please. And the judges are just follow the judges' guidelines and just double check, triple check, because the African American community is counting on you. Our students are counting on you to move this resolution forward. He's told us what to do. Please do it and do it within the guidelines. Thank you so much.
President Lopez, that concludes public comment.
Thank you for that, Judson, and hopefully you'll feel better soon. As mentioned at the beginning, we extended public comment in order to hear from multiple community members, and I understand this won't be the last opportunity to have this discussion. But at this moment, we will be entering into our closed session discussion. So I recess the special meeting in order for the board to go into closed session. Yeah.
Okay, we're recording.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the public and to my colleagues. There's no further business, and this meeting is adjourned.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Yeah.